So what you see on screen, what I'm about to say, is not fake. It's not clickbait. It's not made up. This is real. This is. It's hard to believe that it's true, but I'm sure for like many of us waking up this morning, seeing it for myself, I had to look it up to make sure this is real. This wasn't, a fake account, a parody. This is true. The Dallas Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic to Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Now we'll get into like the full breakdown because it's part of a 3-team blockbuster trade, but that's basically the sum of it. That's basically the main part that people are just focused on is Doncic and Anthony Davis. I am completely stunned. I am shocked that they would move off of a superstar player like this for an aging, injury-prone player in Anthony Davis. It's I don't know like where to even begin with this. I don't want to make this too long, but it blows my mind of the direction that the Dallas Mavericks are going with this team and how they want to build it. I mean, if I look at some of the big names on this team right now, if you put Anthony Davis on the roster now, it is a lot older players. You do not have a young, promising player like Luka Doncic on your team anymore. Not even close at all. And we don't know what the guarantee is going to be. I mean, do they truly believe that this team is going to be better without Luka Doncic, who carried you to an NBA Finals last year? Let's not forget this. The Mavericks were in the NBA Finals last year. Not even that far ago. In June, they were in the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics. And they decided that they can't win no longer with them. So I look at the big names right here. You have Kyrie Irving, who's injured right now with a shoulder injury, who's 32 years old. You have Anthony Davis, who's 31 years old, who's injured with an abdominal injury. And you got Klay Thompson, who's 34 years old, who's giving you 13 points per game. And there's other pieces to that. I'm not naming it as well. And again, I don't want to sit here and act like I know a lot of NBA, because of course you see my channel and stuff like that. I post a lot of NFL, so I don't want to make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. But I think I know a little bit. And when I see that, this is horrible. I'm sorry, it is, and I can't imagine what Mavericks fans are feeling waking up, or if they saw that at midnight this trade go down. I can't even imagine what is going through the GM's mind. I think it was Nico Harrison, I think is his name. I can't believe that they would make this move. And you look at the full trade list. Lakers received Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Mavericks received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a Lakers 2029 first round pick. The Utah Jazz get Jalen Hood, Shrimfo, if I pronounce that right. Lakers 2025 second round pick, and Dallas was 2025 second round pick as well. This is, again, I can't even imagine what the idea was for the Mavericks sitting here thinking, you know what? Let's get rid of our best player here. Let's get rid of our by far our superstar player. That's basically like and I love the comparison someone kind of made was basically the Bengals trading T. Higgins to Houston for Stephon Diggs. And I think that was a great comparison. That is, yeah, it is basically like that. It is basically the Vikings deciding, you know what, we're gonna trade Justin Jefferson. We're going to trade Jamar Chase. It's just, like, what is going on in the minds of this team? And I'm scrolling through and just seeing that, whether these are all true or not, just seeing, just reposting what I see here. It's just the Mavs have major concerns about moving forward with Luka Doncic due to his consistent conditioning issues and looming commitment to another Supermax contract extension this summer, sources told ESPN. Now there definitely was that's always been talked about for a while, is his conditioning. It seems like every year it's always a theme, and that definitely got brought up in the NBA Finals a tad bit. I've heard here and there was a conditioning as well. His commitment, for me, again, I don't want to act like I'm plugged into the NBA. It's not even close to me. For like NFL, I'm always reading tons of things. I'm always on top of it. NBA, I'm not that. So I'm gonna sit here and, if you want to say, take my opinion for nothing because I'm not a big NBA fan. But again, this is we all know Luka. We all know the top players, even if you aren't a big NBA fan. And it's just mind-boggling the process here. You look at this one, whether this is even true or not. Again, it says the Mavericks quote no longer view Luka as their franchise building block moving forward. And if it's true, or this is just a joke, but and it's it's just mind-boggling. And why roll on here? Just what I summed up to the beginning. I'm completely stunned at what happened. The Dallas Mavericks traded their 25-year-old superstar for an aging, injury-prone Anthony Davis. This will haunt the franchise forever. It absolutely will, because we make trades like this at any level. You're never gonna win the return. You're not gonna get the same amount as you did trading a superstar player. But this is just absolutely horrible. Currently in the NBA standings, the Mavericks are 8th in the Western Conference at 26-23. They are, they're right now they're a play-in team. It's just they're not even solidified as a playoff team right now. It's not guaranteed. They're in there with the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Phoenix Suns, and the Sacramento Kings. It's just this move right now. It's I don't get it. And certainly they have the most knowledge of Luka, being with the team day in and day out since 2018. So they have the most knowledge of anybody in terms of being plugged in and knowing the problems and so forth and who he is. But I just don't understand this. I'm sorry. It's so out of nowhere. A complete shock. We always see people make up fake posts like, oh, the Lakers are pursuing Luka, they're pursuing KD, they're pursuing, it's always like the joke where every single year they're always pursuing the top stars of the NBA, and then it turns out you wake up this morning and they actually pull it off. Like, yes, this is reality. Luka is a Laker. It's not fake, it's true. Luka will be playing alongside LeBron James. That to me is the biggest shock, no doubt. We'll see how things are moving forward. Especially, I like to see with the betting favorites and everything, how people are favored of how high the Lakers get raised in terms of chances to win the championship. The Dallas Mavericks, where they land in that too, the projections and so forth. It's so puzzling to me. For the Mavericks again, they're 3 games over 500, 26-23, and you really just put your hat on. We're sick with Kyrie Irving, who has been controversial, has been also the same thing to talk about, being so-so with the Supermax. Kyrie Irving has always, it feels like he hasn't really been committed. There's always controversies off the court, what he says, and so forth. There's always problems with Kyrie Irving, and they put their hat on Irving, saying, you know what, we're going to stick with this guy, when Irving was supposed to be the guy coming in to be the sidekick, or also the partner with Luka Doncic to help this team get over their top. And again, they went far last. They went to the NBA Finals. It wasn't close in terms of the series, but again, it's mind-boggling. Again, you look at the top 2 co-stars, essentially, is Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. Both are getting up there in age. They're early 30s still. Again, 32 for Kyrie, Anthony Davis at 31, but they have an injury history. It's only a matter of time before, especially for Anthony Davis, he's going to get hurt once again. And each game he misses and each injury he gets, it's just going to look worse and worse. And as the years go on, it's going to get worse and worse, especially if relatively soon the Lakers win a championship somehow. If it's this year, next year, so forth, if they win with Luka, it's going to make it horrible. It's going to be gut-wrenching for the Mavericks fans. And again, it's abysmal. If you want to say just an initial reaction, not really processing this right, this is a F minus for the Mavericks in this trade. There's no question. This is an absolutely horrible trade. The value that they got back is not good enough. The Lakers' first-round pick is going to mean nothing. Unless you are absolutely phenomenal at drafting and you hit on a gem with that pick, it means absolutely nothing, because the Lakers have their eyes on making a deep playoff run. So you're going to have late 20s, 30s for that pick. Anthony Davis, again, injury-prone, phenomenal player, has a high potential, can be a difference maker at times, but I feel like he's hit or miss. And again, with the injuries, that makes it even worse with that. So Lakers run away with this trade, no question, A+, and the Mavericks are just sitting there. This will haunt them forever. And for Mavericks fans, to the end, they will always look back at this and go, this is by far the worst trade in Mavericks history. And I think this will be, for NBA history, one of the biggest trades, one of the most shocking trades that we've ever seen. It's mind-boggling why the Mavericks would do this. For whatever reason, again, I mentioned on there for conditioning, or they weren't sure about the contract extension. They still had time to try and figure this out, and maybe they could have got a better deal if they tried to shop him around than what they received. But I don't know. The real loser are the Mavericks fans. Like I said, it's gut wrenching. I couldn't imagine that. losing a superstar player like that. I mean, it's for the Bills. It's basically like for us, the Bills, waking up tomorrow and they trade Josh Allen. We would just be absolutely stunned. I guess the closest you could say that for us for recently is Stephon Diggs, but it doesn't even come close to matching to what Luka Doncic, comparing for Stephon Diggs and Luka Doncic. But I couldn't imagine that, and it's a shocker, no question. It's stunning. So we'll see how the rest of the season proceeds with the Lakers with Luka and Anthony Davis with the Dallas Mavericks.